But ourselves, as black people who are still trapped in poverty, including those who are employed in senior positions. Majority of black people are propertyless, do not have control of the means of production. And that is what we need to talk about as a country, and not focus on Palais politics.
I'm a king, yes.
In our political assessment of the conditions that obtain in South Africa, we specifically don't believe that there is a black organization, political party, that is a true representative of the aspirations of the people. The African National Congress is not a representative of the people of South Africa. It's an association of people who want to get rich or die trying. That is what it is. That is why you can have a minister of police to go and befriend criminals so that they can finance his presidential campaigns in the ANC. And then when that is revealed clearly for everyone to see, the ANC is not sure whether to ask him to step aside or not, because those who are leading are in the same faction as him. And how can you entrust society, the lives and livelihoods of our people, with an organization like that? The ANC has got in its hands the blood of workers in Marikana. The conditions of our people is a clear demonstration that the ANC is not a representative of the people. And it's not us who are saying that only, the people say that every day. Through elections, the people continue to communicate that the ANC is no longer a force of liberation. And that is demonstrated by 19 million voters in 1994 and 16 million in 2024, 30 years later, when the population has grown. It's a sign to say that we don't trust you. We thought that we are something different, but we are not changing the lives of our people. There is no black organization that is fighting for the aspirations of the people. Because Mkhonto weSizwe is not an organization. We know that from inside. We tried to make it an organization. It failed. It will never be an organization. Organizations take meetings and they take decisions in meetings, and in a proper system, there is consistency in terms of how they handle things. So Mkhonto weSizwe doesn't fall within a definition of an organization. It's a project to manage the personal problems of President Zuma. And nothing is going to change about that. And those who are there thinking that no, something is going to happen differently, they are being delusional. There's nothing that is going to change about Mkhonto weSizwe. But in any way, majority of people, particularly in KwaZulu-Natal, have begun to realize that this thing was just a farce. You know, it was an excitement, it was fashion. And it doesn't have any capacity to do anything. And that is an objective or assessment. And it's not disrespect, it's an objective assessment that the majority of people have realized that there is no organization. The other one of EFF, which we founded, is led by delusional people. That is a fact, and we must, and we're not here to talk about them. That is why we never mention them in our media statement. But our collective assessment as Mayibuye is that there is no liberation movement in South Africa. And we are existing to fill a vacuum of a liberation movement in South Africa to provide clear and revolutionary liberation politics which are going to prioritize the interests and aspirations of the people on the ground. That is what we are all about. You know, I see people saying on social media that no, this thing is going to die and everything else. When some people insult us, no, this organization is going to die. Mayibuye is not going to die. It's an organization that is here to stay and is going to bring about total freedom and emancipation in South Africa. And that is one thing that is for sure. Everyone else who were at the formative stages of the EFF will know that the stage that Afrika Mayibuye Movement is at in 4 months' time is where EFF was possibly in the year 8 or year 9. Because we are present everywhere and we are led by respectable people, not unemployed youth. But in Mayibuye, check the generational balance of our national leadership, the generational balance of all our provincial leaders, the skills balance of all our leaders in terms of the experience that they have, the number of professionals that we have in the organization now. And that is applicable to all the regions and sub-regions. We are not a fly-by-night organization. We are an organization that is grounded. And the number of people that come, they come from different political parties. Some from ANC, some from Contoesis, and some from EFF. It's not propaganda. It's the reality that we are already giving guidance on governance in some of the municipalities before we even go very far, because we are a movement that is here to stay. We are existing from the point of view that we are the only liberation movement that cares about the aspirations of our people. And we can give scientific proof that the ANC, MK, and EFF do not represent the people of South Africa. We can demonstrate to you, but we will not dwell there. Let's persuade and win as many people as possible to our side. We are not just an electoral platform. We are a movement that exists to resolve some of the issues in the immediate in terms of what we need to do. But national government now, in its economic policy and responses, does not take into considerations the demands on the ground. They go and consult so-called intellectuals from Europe, from America, and then want to impose those solutions to South Africa. And that is what has been the cause of perpetual failure. Because I can tell you now, the sitting government, and actually all the governments, since Thabo Mbeki, do not have a sense of what is happening on the ground. They are flying somewhere there, theorizing, but they've got no connection, none whatsoever, on what is happening on the ground. Ourselves, we know what is happening in villages. We come from villages. We know what is happening in informal settlements and townships. We come from there. We have got family, we have got relatives there. When whites were resolving the white poverty problem, they actually spent 4 years receiving inputs from even the poor people themselves, that this is our levels of poverty, this. And when they came with the report, 4 years after the establishment of the commission, their responses were tailor-made to each and every area and each and every community. And they were able to deal decisively with the white poverty question. And they were able to deal with it at that time and intergenerationally, that even the generations to come never ever got to be poor again. But ourselves, as black people who are still trapped in poverty, including those who are employed in senior positions. Majority of black people are propertyless, do not have control of the means of production. And that is what we need to talk about as a country, and not focus on police politics. Political leadership should be about focusing on the socio-economic conditions and the livelihoods of our people, and not on who did what, who texted what, and all of those things. They must deal with that and then hold those who are responsible accountable. But the major focus of politics should be on what are the issues that affect the lives and livelihoods of our people. There has to be change. There must be something tangible that will benefit. And we take this approach because we are inspired by Amilcar Cabral, who says that bear in mind that people are not fighting for ideas or something in people's heads. They're always fighting to win material benefits, to guarantee the future of their children, to have access to quality education, and to have material prosperity. And that is what we're talking about, that whatever discussion that we get involved in at the political level, we must think, how is this going to benefit the people at the ultimate end? And that is what we are talking about, and have a different systematic approach in terms of how we get to resolve all of those issues. Thank you very much, Chair.
I'm a king, yes, I'm a king, I think I'm a king,